On the morning of August 29, 2024, an emergency situation prompted law enforcement in the state of Arkansas to take swift action. Elvin Richard, 29, was identified as the suspect who had stolen a large tour bus and was driving it westbound on U.S. Highway 70. When officers signaled for him to stop, the suspect ignored the order and immediately fled, forcing the Arkansas State Police to launch a large-scale pursuit with support from multiple patrol units. Despite all warnings, the suspect continued to pose a threat by driving the vehicle into the Union Pacific rail yard, an area active with freight train operations and filled with significant risks to both traffic safety and responding officers.
I think if we continue this way, we might come out by the parole office. I'm not very sure. Come out by the parole office. I'm not very sure. Anybody get stuck on the track? Over the track. We've got 2 tires that have been shot out. 2 tires shot out.
The bus was disabled in the area of the Union Pacific rail yard after Sergeant Monroe shot at its tires. Although he was initially accused of using inappropriate deadly force, an investigation later cleared Sergeant Monroe, determining that his actions were reasonable and in accordance with proper procedures. Richard was arrested shortly afterward without incident. He was charged with theft, evading arrest, property damage, and knowingly providing a false address on personal identification records. Did you know that in the state of Arkansas, possessing illegal drugs alongside other criminal behavior can result in multiple serious charges? On the afternoon of November 12, 2024, what seemed like a routine traffic direction following an accident suddenly escalated into a dangerous high-speed pursuit, uncovering a series of criminal acts committed by Michael Lewis Jr.
I think 20 and dispatcher on different pages. Adam, right there, 7.
Arkansas, boy Adam, onto Union.
The suspect continued accelerating and threw an object toward the police vehicle. The pursuit ended when he lost control at the intersection of 3M and East 39th, causing the Mercury to crash into a support cable and roll onto the driver's side.
Right out,
Michael Lewis Jr. was arrested at the scene and subjected to a preliminary search. He was found in possession of $2,147 in cash, 40 pills suspected to be oxycodone, along with various other pieces of evidence including marijuana, a digital scale, a bottle containing a liquid believed to be promethazine, and an open container of alcohol. He now faces charges of drug possession, obstruction of justice, fleeing from law enforcement, and multiple traffic violations. Lewis has been transported to the Pulaski County Jail. Driving with a blood alcohol concentration over the legal limit in the state of Ohio is not just an administrative violation. It can lead to criminal prosecution under the charge of OVY operating a vehicle while intoxicated. On the afternoon of May 29, 2025, a woman named Jennifer Wilson ignored traffic laws, escalating her actions into a serious crash on Interstate 75 in Franklin Township, Butler County. Police signaled for the vehicle to stop, but she continued driving for several more minutes, clearly displaying an uncooperative attitude toward law enforcement.
Light traffic.
You ever get a good visual of the driver? Traffic.
Off the right side of the road. Right on 31. Right, 31. Start EMS.
Start one, single high.
Jennifer Wilson sustained only minor injuries after the serious rollover crash and was transported to a nearby hospital for medical evaluation. Shortly afterwards, she was transferred to the local jail and now faces multiple charges: driving under the influence, failure to comply with a lawful order, and causing an accident due to loss of control. This incident highlights the serious consequences of disregarding police commands and operating a vehicle while impaired. What began as a routine patrol quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit when officers spotted a suspicious vehicle attempting to flee. On May 31, 2023, along US Highway 71 in the town of Brentwood, a red Toyota Prius was observed driving erratically. The driver ignored a stop command and accelerated in an attempt to escape. Law enforcement immediately escalated the alert level and deployed pursuit tactics across challenging terrain. Although the suspect managed to avoid the first spike strip, he was struck by the second. The front tire blew out upon impact, causing significant damage and forcing him to slow down. In the end, he couldn't escape the consequences of his own recklessness and blatant disregard for the law.
Get up and see, we can try spinning down by Drake.
It's about to wreck out. Right here, right for the
down to the ditch. We got a power pole taken out. Come on, traffic light, stand here. Stand for it.
A well-executed PIT maneuver forced the suspect's vehicle off the shoulder. Despite attempting to accelerate and flee again, the suspect was quickly boxed in right in front of a warning sign. To the officer's surprise, the driver turned out to be a 17-year-old girl. She was restrained on the spot despite her attempts to resist. This juvenile suspect may face several charges, including vehicle theft, reckless driving, excessive speeding, and failure to comply with a lawful stop order. Her actions reflect a blatant disregard for the law and posed a serious threat to public safety. In the early hours of December 8, 2022, in northern Ohio, a routine speed enforcement stop on Interstate 80 quickly escalated into a multi-county pursuit. The suspect, Michael Andrickson, was believed to be driving under the influence. He resisted during the initial stop, engaged in a brief physical altercation with officers, and immediately fled the scene.
Unit signal 40 for 23, 107 west.
Stuck off. Stuck in front of my car. I'm in. Push it. There was a good hit on mine. Okay, I got it. Keep the exit. Keep the exit. What's your date?
Rig up on his right. Going northbound.
Northbound.
Truck 76, we're 31, left shoulder.
The suspect was apprehended while attempting to flee on foot and was transported to the Lucas County Jail. Michael Andrickson now faces multiple preliminary charges, including failure to comply, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, intentional collision with a patrol unit, destruction of toll property, and hit and run. On the night of July 13, 2024, while patrolling a highway in western Arkansas, Sergeant Derek Niedert spotted a gray Nissan Xterra swerving erratically, showing clear signs of impaired driving. He signaled for the vehicle to stop, but instead of slowing down, the SUV accelerated, and just seconds later, the pursuit was officially underway.
X461, it's a gray Nissan. Sure what they're doing, 10, southbound.
the unlicensed SUV drove recklessly, weaving dangerously across multiple lanes and nearly colliding with civilian vehicles. Even after losing control and veering off the lane, the suspect showed no intention of stopping.
We're still headed towards Garrison.
I'm taking over. Speed 57, traffic light. About to come up on South O. Gonna attempt the TDI. He's throwing sparks from his rims. Speed 81. Head just past South I.
I'm not doing it while it's oncoming traffic at the speed. He's lost a tire, so he's gonna have to stop eventually. Crap.
Right down, South A.
Right down, South A.
I got you covered.
With assistance from a police helicopter, officers quickly closed in on the suspect. The vehicle, now severely damaged, became uncontrollable, causing the driver to veer onto the sidewalk, where the pursuit was brought to an end. The suspect was taken into custody on the spot and now faces charges including failure to comply, reckless driving, possession of illegal substances, and endangering the public. The pursuit ended safely with no reported injuries.
I know, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I did that. Oh my God.
Many people still believe they're sober enough to drive after a few drinks, but in reality, that false confidence often ends in tragedy or in handcuffs. On the night of July 17, 2024 in Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, a drunk driver initially pulled over as if complying with the stop. But without warning, he slammed the accelerator, triggering a relentless nighttime pursuit through the streets of Wisconsin.
Roll the window all the way down. Stick your hands out of the window with your key in your hand. Open the door from the outside. Turn the car off. She's going to be taken off. We're going southbound on Lake again. Still going southbound on Lake. Speeds are 60, no pedestrians, no traffic, no drive.
190 dispatch, I've caught up to the pursuit on the trail squad.
She's having a difficult time keeping control of the vehicle. It might be OWI.
The female driver, showing signs of intoxication, fled along Lake Drive, reaching speeds of 68 miles per hour. She crossed into oncoming lanes, ran red lights, and nearly lost control at Lafayette, prompting law enforcement to deploy multiple units in pursuit.
Yeah, you.
Black female driver. Almost lost it at Lafayette. We're going southbound through the stop sign, Lafayette Hill. We're going to be approaching Prospect in a second. Going through the red Prospect. Clear. Speeds are 20. Going through the red. Speeds I'm gonna need...
The pursuit ended at the intersection of Bartlett and Bell when the suspect's vehicle was struck head-on by a police unit, causing it to lose control and crash heavily. The female driver was injured, extracted from the vehicle, and taken into custody at the scene. 2 medical units were dispatched to assist, including for one officer who sustained minor injuries. The suspect now faces multiple charges, including failure to comply with a stop command, reckless driving, endangering law enforcement officers, and driving under the influence. On May 13, 2024, the city of Wyandotte, Michigan, was suddenly stirred by the sound of sirens and the flashing red and blue lights of patrol vehicles. A white SUV unexpectedly failed to comply with a traffic stop order, prompting officers to immediately initiate a high-speed pursuit through the heart of the city.
We're at the red light at O'Connor. Heavy traffic. Seems to be leaving through traffic at the red light. All cars are stopped. Seems to be stopped. Cars seems to be taken back off through O'Connor at the green light. You've honestly hit a couple.
Vehicles stopped at a red light forced the suspect to slow down. However, due to heavy traffic congestion, officers were unable to safely execute a PT maneuver at that moment.
Left shoulder, you're not the left curb, you're on the sidewalk. He's going to be turned back eastbound. We're on the side street, right outside Division 1. 810, 72, make 5, cars be stopped.
After nearly 10 minutes of pursuit, the suspect vehicle came to a sudden stop, but both occupants refused to exit and remained barricaded inside. Recognizing the potential for escalation, officers quickly surrounded the vehicle and safely took control of the situation without any injuries reported. Both individuals were detained for investigation on charges including failure to comply with law enforcement, reckless driving, and obstruction of official duties. The incident ended safely, highlighting the inherent risks involved in high-speed pursuits.
7-2, we're secure. Secure with...
On the evening of November 29, 2024, Arkansas police conducted a traffic stop on a gray vehicle for a headlight violation while patrolling westbound on Southland Drive. Initially, it was just a routine stop, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Upon noticing the vehicle had no valid license plate and displayed a suspicious decal, the officer approached to investigate. At that moment, the driver suddenly accelerated and fled. A high-speed pursuit was immediately initiated. During the escape, the vehicle's hood suddenly flew open, completely obstructing the driver's view. Despite this, the suspect recklessly continued driving into oncoming traffic, speeding through the Southland Martin Luther King intersection without stopping.
Right now.
Redtail. Still going. DVI.
Believing there was no way out, Mario Biggs made a desperate move. He climbed over the guardrail and jumped off, plunging 11 meters down. The fall left him unconscious, but moments later he regained consciousness and sat up under close police watch. The passenger, Andreka Dixon, was safely taken into custody and declined medical treatment despite showing signs of injury. On-scene investigation revealed the vehicle was unregistered and uninsured. Biggs was quickly transported for emergency care and now faces multiple charges. When a wanted fugitive feels they have nothing left to lose, every command from the police becomes nothing more than a whisper in the wind. On November 20th, 2024, in the village of Paw Paw, Michigan, what began as a seemingly routine encounter quickly escalated into a serious pursuit when 60-year-old suspect Jeffrey Henry refused to cooperate with law enforcement.
Okay, roll the window down for me. Well, roll the window down. Jeff, if I have to smash the window, you're going to catch another charge. Okay? Hop out the truck and we can talk about it, Jeff.
We're not.
Jeff, hop out of the vehicle. Who are you trying to call? Okay, and I'll make a phone call.
You do it right now before I take off.
Okay, well, hop out the truck then. Who are you trying to call?
Right now I'm calling Kurt the bondsman because you already talked to the captain. I'm turning myself in before 2 o'clock.
Jeff, if you leave, you're going to be committing a flee and elude. Okay, well, I still need you to get out of the vehicle, okay? Jeff, you're going to catch another charge, buddy. You're going to end up going to prison if you end up doing something stupid.
I'm going to prison anyway. That's why I'm turning myself in. You've been good to me, man.
I know, and I'm trying to be polite and trying to help you. But put the car in park.
In an effort to disable the vehicle, one officer reached in and stabbed the rear left tire with a knife. Despite this, Henry continued to drive away at low speed through the streets of Paw Paw Village, indicating that he was still attempting to evade capture.
With them, I will pull over westbound on Michigan. Northbound on the 57. Turning on the 39. Turning north on the 39.
Copy, following stop 1312.
Jeffrey Henry was quickly subdued and taken into custody. It was later revealed that he was out on bond for separate charges at the time. Following the incident, Henry was booked into the Van Buren County Jail and now faces additional charges, including fleeing, failure to comply with a lawful order, and multiple outstanding warrants.
Hop on out. Step out.
I'll get out. Can my brother come get my truck?
Quit reaching.
I ain't got nothing to do.
Turn around, face the car. Turn around, face the car now.
I am.
Turn around and face the car.
Which way?
Right there.